It's 4 something in the morning. I guess I fell asleep early and woke up like around 2 something, so I went to work. I'm still hanging out at the lake house for my son's birthday. Yeah, a pretty good day. It's beautiful out here. I'm thankful. And I'm starting, and I've been started. Continuing to believe and have faith in um, the beautiful things that are happening in my life, amongst the storm and all the things that I still need to face. And I also remember, and I'm reminded that I spent a lot of time not believing the things that were happening, why they were happening, the people and the connections and the conversations and the so-called coincidence. I spent a lot of time not believing. I didn't believe it. I'm like, I don't know what. I don't get it. Like, I have to look at this. I got to do that. And, the world says I need to graduate college and do something after I get out. Or anything. Like, it's all the pressures that we have just by breathing and just the natural barometric pressure of life. Like, it's always on you. There's always something going on. It's the way that we have carved our existence out for ourselves. And this is the reason why I've been talking about how I just didn't believe it. It's because when I wasn't believing it, it's when I was in an unhealthy and inefficient mindset. My perception of things, the way I would look out at things, is just really sowed sorrow into my heart. I was very, very depressed on the inside. Not that I was hiding it and anything like that. It was just I was being what I wanted in places where in the inside I was just really just hurting really, really deeply. And I was not believing and looking at the gratitude, all the gratitude bait in my life. Yo, you got gratitude bait all in your stuff, man. Like, yeah, like there's a lot of things that were also happening. I'm kind of just going back in my head. It's just beautiful thing. You start choosing to believe the reality of what's actually happened, and you're like, you know what, that is true. That wasn't me. That was God. That was just, yeah. I put myself in the place, and I did this, and I did prepare for that. Why did I prepare? It's always, to me, it always goes back to God. It always goes towards, His glory, when I decided to believe, it changed the way I formulated my perspective. And in formulating that perspective, I saw that whether I was afraid of something that was hypothetical or just in my head or in real life, I made the correlation of I still want the same thing anyway. And so whether it does happen or whether it does not happen, you know, I'm going to do whatever it takes to ultimately, depending on where my head is, to get to this point. And that is the very thing that we call differences, right? We're going to the exact same existence. You know, we're formulating a belief of something, right? Choosing to believe, right? I started choosing to believe the things that were, you know, that are associated with the, you know, positivity. Being positively affected by something, impacted by it, you know, and that allowed me to be in a mindset and do things closer to the kindness, love, integrity, respect, and peace that I knew we ultimately want or wanted in those moments. And so, as we go to the exact same space and place, we drive different cars and we strive and we create divisiveness. Right? We're going to the exact same place. Right? You're gonna rah, and go home, get you a meal with your family, express love to one another the way you express love to one another, hoping that they're safe, laughing, and get all the things that allow you to enjoy or have joy. We run through this thing called existence, and we do whatever it is that we do. We say the words that we actually say, talking about whatever belief that we have, and we go to the exact same place. That's how crazy and limitless our minds are. We talk about changing your mind. What are our politicians and people in sales and all these different things? You know, if there's a no, what we're trying to do? We're trying to get you to change your mind, right? How can I get you in consensus with me? You know, so that, right? So what is the agenda for doing those things? You know, and a lot of times it is money. And a lot of times it is to get convenience. Back in the day when I wasn't believing, it was inconvenient for me to believe in some of the things that, you know, that could pull me out of the depression. I didn't believe it. You know, I couldn't believe it. Why is this happening to me? I don't believe it. You know. And then we start getting into the God shaming and blaming. I know you've probably gone through it. The shaming and blaming of God. Man, it's not, man, I'm trying to tell you. It's, we'll walk through and be mad at God because we're not believing, you know, or we're in disbelief of the hard things that are happening. We can't even focus on making the adjustment, accepting the realness, and locking in and being more faithful to the thing that we actually ultimately want: kindness, love, integrity, respect, peace. How can I strengthen my humanity based upon all the things, right? Because I'm going to exist anyway. I am going to do this anyway. So if I'm going to do it anyway, for me, in my mind, how can I be more of those 5 things in the hardest moment for myself as possible? That's how I continue to sow, even when my depressive state. Now I'm able to. I still have those emotions from time to time. I still have those life triggers. Yeah, I'm dealing with some right now, and I'm like, yeah, I could be mad. And so, like, man, you know what? I'm mad, and if I need to express it or say something, I can do those things too. And we're gonna have this beautiful birthday celebration, right? Oh man, I could stew. I could go in and go deep, and be even more. But that sowing into an emotion, I don't want right now. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I want in this moment. I don't have to let the anger or the madness be the author of this whole piece. Double entendre intended. Like, don't have to be the author of this whole piece. That's funny. I like that. Bad joke. Bad dad joke. What do you call electronic correspondence from a woman? A female. You get it? Female. Like, got it from a woman. She's a female. Alright. I was just trying to describe why it is so important that you understand what you believe in and what it is doing. What it is doing to inform or to formulate your perspective of the exact same things that we see as well. We're going through the exact same existence, right? And we're showing up in different ways, right, in order to get the exact same thing. Right? We would do the thing we wouldn't want for ourselves to someone else to get the exact same thing that we all want. That's highly inefficient. Highly inefficient. Highly inefficient. Wouldn't it like, one piece? So I'm gonna create. You gotta fight for it. You gotta fight for it sometimes. You gotta take it. You want it, you gotta shed some blood, but blah blah. Yeah, man, all that's true. And if you want it, you can be it. Right now. Right? And then the yeah buts, right? Those are all conditions that we are literally speaking into existence, creating it, making it a consensus, making it into a law. It is purely of where the peace can come from right now. Regardless of what you believe, what side that you stand on, What side did you stand on within yourself? So perhaps you in some sort of wrestling match. You're not being kind to yourself. You're not giving yourself respect. You're lying to yourself. Self-harming with your words. Just degrading yourself. It's important to understand how you're creating your own perspective. Why do we create the belief that we have? And also, what are we doing with it? Like, what are you doing about it? What are you putting into the ground and sowing into our existence in this moment right now? Right? Because it's always that time, right? It's always now. It's never tomorrow. It's never yesterday, right? It's talking about all the things that that had happened, that are happening, in fear or happiness or excited about what's about to happen. It all goes down right now. So yeah, man, it's important. I was in disbelief that my son was autistic. I didn't believe it, you know. I was angry. I didn't understand it. I was frustrated. And the thing is, I still get angry. I still get frustrated. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's those. I still get those emotions, and I'm way more closer to being kind, loving, and having integrity, respect for people. That's the difference. That is the main difference in my perspective from then and going through the struggle of all the things that hurt me, but all the things that challenged me and didn't make things easy. I get closer to God. What is that? I be closer to being close to being kinder, loving, having integrity, having more respect and peace, especially in those exact same triggers. Those exact same emotions. Show up in the moment that we're in now. And I'm trying to tell you, it's always there. Don't wait. Find your joy. Find your acceptance. Find your peace. Try to get as close to it as you possibly can. Seek it out. You might still be angry, but just start seeking it out. When you get there, instead of going to another place that's not there, it's not of kindness, love, integrity, respect, and peace. It's more of the exact same thing. I'm so thankful. I really am. That was kind of hard to admit. Because there's times, man, I really mourned my desires, as a father regarding my son. It's not something you talk about. It's not something that just stays in your head and it works on you. You know what I'm saying? There's a bit of sorrow because of desires that I have. My thing that I want with my child. Teaching them how to drive, the mentorship, man. We out here kayaking, swimming, talking about girls, showing them how to barbecue. Why ain't you cut the grass at? Why, just fussing at them, loving on them, teaching the fundamentals in whatever sport he's into, just seeing other fathers with their kid, all that stuff is, I'm able to put that stuff somewhere else. And it's still there, man. Like, the desires of that is still there. And that's been part of my journey too, man. Knowing that it's still there and understanding how much healing and growth with that scope is, right? And attaining that and then understanding that is maintenance. It could be a workout every day sometimes. And that tells you, hey man, like this is, in order for me to have happiness in this moment with my son right now, I gotta say this, I gotta be good with it, man. Like, be good with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, man. Like, he's a good kid. And I can say, yeah, I can start believing in the things that I can say that are wrong with him. So you start to believe, right? You look at the things that are happening in front of you. The smile on his face, the smile that's not on his face. The things he actually tell you, your presence. And the reality and the joy and the beauty of what is in front of you. My son. Okay, let's go kick it. We got what we got. It's just as good, man. Like, it's just as good. I felt my son's love in so many deep ways. I remember when I was about to take my life, I was in a very dark place. A very dark place. It's my son and my daughter. They came and got me, man. My son, man, was telling me to pick my head up, touching me on my chin. So yeah, I've learned how to start believing what God was putting in my life. Starting to see the joy and the blessing and the lesson. So I can help people optimize their humanity in the moment they're in right now. Right now. Right with everything that you believe in. Like we can lock in on the things to feed the perception that you're gonna build anyway. Right? And it can be more closer to being what you want in the moment. And that's the whole point. Like in the anger, in the hurt, we can put more hurt, we can do more hurt in order to get the the a pseudo something that's unreal. Like you put more hurt in it and you try to pull something else out of the ground. Right? And that's what I was learning. I kept on putting these desires and I'm getting frustrated. Like, yo, this gotta change. Like, I'm okay, all right. Gentleness, love, kindness. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm feeling triggered. All those things. In our awful, mired and traumatized moments that we had, as serious as those things are, as serious and hurtful those things are, we still have the option of putting the thing in the ground that we ultimately want. For me, it started by just believing the things that are already there. I think I've been on here long enough, man. I didn't think I was gonna start crying and shit. Man, it's crazy. All right. I don't even know if this will see the eyes of day, or anybody ever see any of this stuff. I do this because it's one thing to have it in your head, but then it's something that happens when you speak it, and it's a good practice, especially for men. Not posting, just so you can have content. It's more so you can watch the tape on how you feeling. Like I used to play ball in college. Yo, on Sundays, going into Monday, going into the week, first couple of days, we watching tape. Right? See how you perform. Talk about how you feel. You know what I'm saying? So, you learn how to, all right, this is how I'm showing up in my own head. And this is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm seeing things. Let me go ahead and practice. Or I'm just going to just watch myself on film. I think it's very, very cathartic. You can hear your own words and see how you talking about certain things, right? Like literally get your perspective. Listen to your own perspective on something and be honest about how you're showing up, how people are being impacted, if you can see that, or how yourself is impacted. Like, one thing is you listen to everything that you say. All right. You can start seeing it's like the sun is coming up. It's gonna be a beautiful and rainy day. I love y'all. Peace. Who's y'all? I guess all y'all. Man.